Good morning, or afternoon, or evening, or whenever you're watching this video. Welcome to episode 20, and today we're beginning at my mob farm, and I am speaking a little bit quieter for now, because it is very early in the morning when I'm recording this and I have neighbors. But I ran out of time this week, and you may have noticed there was no Wednesday episode. Other creative projects got in the way and took precedent, so this episode's a little bit of a rush, but I'm going to do my best to make it not feel like it was made in a rush. But first, we gotta fix our tools at the mob farm, and then we will get started on the conservatory, and I could just throw it into a time lapse, but we've been building up to this thing for like 12 episodes. I figured let's have some fun with it. But first, we have to fix our tools. Before we get to any building today, I need more glass, which means I need more sand, and I also need some more quartz, because I only have just over 2 stacks, and that's probably not going to be enough. So we need to go collect more sand and possibly go collect more quartz from the nether. I've been selling all my glass to the cartographer, and I didn't realize or didn't remember that I would need it. So I need to go collect some for myself now. All right, let's collect some sand. Well, that was a lot of sand. I had to stop because my shovel was going to die. But we have almost an entire shulker's full. I'm definitely not going to need that much, but it saves me for the next project where I'm going to need to gather sand. So up next is gathering some other quartz, which is going to be a lot less simple than just going to a beach and mining it all. I'm not usually flying back to the base, like, ever from this direction, especially at night. I don't know. I think it's really cool. I think it's all coming together. Alright, but we need more furnaces, and we need to get all this sand smelting. Alright. Can I put more than a stack? I usually only ever do a stack. No, I can't. Oh, I'm gonna have extras now. I promise I know how to play this game, and I don't need to always look up the very obvious things. But again, I always play creative, and I just forget the obvious things sometimes. So while that's cooking, we're going to go to the nether and see about getting some sand, or not some sand, some quartz. I'll take these backup rockets. I'm getting better at flying in the nether compared to like when I was first flying in the nether fighting the bastion, but flight duration 1 rockets are just a little bit easier to handle. And we're back. Okay. Well, here's some. Oh, no. We're not getting that one. Oh, shoot. Haha. Wrong pickaxe. That's funny. Wondering why I wasn't getting any XP. I think nether music is probably my favorite in the game. I don't use it enough. Like, we know from my videos that I only use the game music whenever I'm doing time lapses or anything. And I need to use nether music more because it's very fitting for time lapses. I mean, the whole discography is fitting for time lapses, but oh, shovel's fixed. Let's just get this last bit. Ah, we have 2 left over. It's fine. Okay, so we got all our quartz. We have almost... Oh, come on. We're too shy. I can't leave Missing 2 quartz. That's... No. Here, there's some right here. There. Perfectly 2 stacks. Okay, so yeah, we've got our quartz. We have 2 extra stacks, which puts us at, I think, 4 and an extra 10, and then we have all that glass smelting. And then I'm pretty sure I have enough spruce wood, because I'm only going to put it at the edges. So let's get home, and let's go get started on the conservatory. So I lost all of the audio for the next, like, 3 hours of building from my microphone. I still have the game audio, but for some reason it decided not to record. Or at least, I don't know what happened. And I wasn't saying much, but whatever I did say is now gone. So I have all these resources, and I'm going to put them to good use on the skeleton. And looking back, because this is not live audio, I'm really glad that I didn't do a time lapse, because I was all over the place, because I didn't plan this. I didn't plan this build. I mean, I have the skeleton here, but I didn't plan which texturing blocks I was going to use. I didn't plan the roof. This is just a really, really rough skeleton. So if I had tried to do a time lapse, it would have been very, very messy, trying to follow me in 10 different directions. So I will do my best to narrate my thoughts at the time and get through this little build project we've got here, because I am finishing the conservatory today. We may not get the plants in it, but the shell of the building and the floor and everything will be done. All it will need is for all the plants to move in, and I want to take my time with the landscaping. This isn't something where I'm just going to like throw everything from the plant board in there, bone meal some trees, and call it a day. Like, I've spent a lot of time gathering these plants, making a ton of content about these plants, and I can build custom trees, and I definitely now have the space for custom trees, and I'm not I'm not gonna pull any punches on doing the interior of this thing. So bear with me while I kind of cut my way through the highlights of building this, and let's get this conservatory made. So while I'm here with my missing audio, for episode 19, I had also recorded time-lapse. I had deliberately recorded time-lapse audio for when I was waiting for the sniffers to grow up and dig me stuff. But the audio channels that I was recording with had the game sound and my audio sound on the same channel. So when I tried to amplify my audio sound, I amplified the game sound with it, and the sniffers are really, really loud, so I had to trash the whole thing, and then I re-recorded it because I had written a script and everything. And I never actually ended up using it because the episode was so busy anyway that I had nowhere to shove it in, and it was already an extra 2 minutes getting the conservatory skeleton built. So I still have that audio, and I still want to use it. So enjoy this that was recorded as if I was still waiting for the sniffers. And a bit of a little, what do you call those? A time capsule of audio that is slightly outdated. So I thought I'd take this time to detail the things that I want to add to Minecraft Part 2. Part 1 was way back when I did the shulker hunt. And the first on that list is a tool belt, because like something like a bundle only allows you to add like a stack's worth of items, and tools don't stack. And we have too many tools that we have to keep track of, especially in late game. You have your silk touch pickaxe, your regular pickaxe, your axe, your shovel, your sword, your bow. You have all these things, and they take up a lot of space. What is that? 6 inventory spaces? And, inventory, of course, hasn't changed since they added the shield slot, and I think a tool belt would help. They can make it as complicated to craft as they want. The next thing I want is the ability to mix blocks in the same space, and I mean things like the different colored candles, different slabs, torches or lanterns inside of like the copper grates and leaves. Like, I know that would be really hard to do because it'd be 2 entities on the same space, or 2 blocks in the same space. But I don't know if there's a mod out there or what, but currently all you can do that with is like the armor stand mod, but that's extra entities. So if you have a lot of that, it creates a lot of lag. But I would be able to just like even put candles in the same space, because I found that out when I was making David Bowie's memorial, that once I made the candles different colors, they couldn't all be on the same square, which was annoying. The next thing I want is armor trims on Elytra, and like, if you don't have a cape, they're just a standard gray, and I think that's a shame. Like, we already have the armor trims. I don't see why we can't also add them to Elytra, because I think that would be really cool. The next thing is adding zoom to vanilla. I thought that this was such a basic mod, or like a basic game feature, that it was automatically like in the game, and I just never figured it out, but it's not. And I cannot get any zoom mods to actually work. Whatever I do, they always crash the game and they never load properly, so I have no zoom, even though I've tried. It just doesn't work. Another thing I want is more semi-transparent blocks, specifically different colored leaves, because all we have are like the standard green for everybody, and then you have the azalea leaves, the cherry leaves, and the pale oak leaves. But I want like yellow leaves, brown, red, like fall colors. There's just more options to build with instead of the green, which changes like based on which biome you're in. Like, I want the bright, bold yellows, oranges, and reds. I think those would look really cool. And also, speaking of trees, a gray wood variant. Like, I know we have a lot of gray blocks, it's the most common color, but we don't have a gray fence post, and I want gray fence posts. Also, I think it would be cool to make the spore blossom change colors depending on the block it's placed on. Like, right now, no matter what, it's always green. But like, what if you put it on like pink wool and then it started like dropping like pink particles or purple wool? I think it, like, I don't think it would be that difficult. It would just have to recognize the block that it was placed on and then change the colors. And it would be super cool instead of just having the green ones, or I think they might also be gray, but like pink, orange, yellow. It'd be nice. As far as mobs go, whales, sharks, and hedgehogs, and I'm not explaining any of them. I think they'd be cool. And probably a controversial one would be the ability to undo crafting, and I mean, like, not forever. Like, if you're working too fast and you suddenly use up a valuable rare resource just hitting a button too quickly, you can't undo it. So think maybe just like a 2-second cooldown period, not a cooldown, a grace period, where you can hit the undo craft button to save yourself having to go get a rare resource, like, or whatever the case may be. I think it would be nice, or at least maybe something you can only unlock during late game, like you have to work up to it. And upon seeing these sniffers in person, I absolutely think we should be able to ride them, even with just like a torch flower on a stick. They don't need to move quickly, I just want to be able to ride a sniffer. They look so fluffy. And of course, last on the list is the thing on everybody's list, and it's either vertical slabs or wooden walls. Please, vertical slabs or wooden walls. So while I was doing this build, the first thing I did was get the wooden beams in place so I could have some bit of a marker, and I really liked the contrast between the spruce wood and the quartz block, and I debated getting a texture block, like keeping some of the calcite, using the bone block, but I kind of liked the clean look, and there was enough glass, and I can't really texture glass without like dyeing it, and I don't really love the dyed glass colors. Or at least trying to mix that with clear glass, because it doesn't. They're all foggy, and clear glass is clear, and they look weird when they're next to each other. So there wasn't a lot of room to texture anyway. So I went with just the spruce and the quartz and the regular glass. There's only 3 blocks in this whole thing, unless you count the doors and the stair blocks. But and of course the calcite on the ground. I kept the calcite as a walking path. So I went with the wood beams first, so I could have those in the corners and space them in between to break up the quartz and the glass. And from there, we went just slowly replacing the calcite with quartz and then figuring out where I wanted it to be symmetrical and where I wanted it to be built into the land. So I would have the wall that was facing further downhill would have more window to it. Meanwhile, the wall that was backed up against the dirt would have more quartz and less glass, and the window kind of lopsided like that. And I liked how it looked. I liked it being built into the ground, and I like that it's not a perfectly placed and like copy pasted build. And that's the same on the other side. It is because the other side is 1 block higher, it makes the whole room 1 block higher. So on the far side, you have stairs leading down, and in the front, you have stairs leading up. And then on the first room where you're working in, that's where it's completely flat, or that's what I had based it off of. That's like my altitude 0. And then for the back, well, I needed no door because it's entirely built into the hill. So that was easy. I just had to leave it open and keep it in mind for all the quartz that I would just need to put there. But one of the problems that I ran into was that I kept running out of quartz. So I kept having to go back to the nether. And sometimes it went well, sometimes it didn't. But while we were there, we got more quartz. We got some XP, and every time we went there, I went and I fixed my shovels, I fixed my pickaxes, I fixed all of that, so I wouldn't have to go take a break and stop at the mob farm. And I just got into the cycle of I think I have enough quartz. I started building with it. Turns out I do not have enough quartz, so I have to go back to the Nether for more quartz. I think I went to the Nether like 3 different times, or at least 3 different trips to the Nether to get all the quartz that I needed. And I also ran out of glass a couple times. I had plenty of sand. I used about half of that shulker that we collected earlier full of glass to make this to make all of this the whole structure in its entirety. And I'm glad I got that entire shulker because I definitely needed it. I always underestimate the amount of blocks that I need because I do this in creative mode, not in survival. And it's always more than you think it is. Like if you build a square that's 8 by 8 blocks by 8 blocks, like it doesn't look like a lot, but that's a whole stack. That's 64, or no. Sorry, 8 by 8 flat is 64. 8 by 8 by 8 cubed is... I can't do that number in my head, but it's a lot of blocks. And so yeah, I always underestimate the amount of details that I need, but I really liked how this was coming together as I was doing it, completely winging it. And the further I got along, the more resources I used. I knew that I wanted to take my time with the landscaping and all the plants and all the trees, and that it was coming together really nicely, I hope. I hope. Again, sorry for the lost audio. I feel bad because this isn't the same as like my live reaction to things, and I try not to record audio in post because I'm not that good of an actor. But we're doing the best with what we can, or with what we have. And it's a shame that it's such an important build, and this is what I ended up having to do with it. But we got the build, and the most important part, which is the actual plants and everything, that one I will make sure I have everything in order before I spend 3 hours on it. So for this, I think I want to bring it up just a little bit. Let's see. I'll have enough to do this side and only this side. I think it's looking pretty good. I'm glad I'm going to have the extra height from the dome in the center. No, 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 no. You will not blow up all my hard work. Don't you dare. Where are you? There you are. Whew. That could have been disastrous. Although the falling leaf particles at night make it look like moving mobs sometimes. Like I see there's a zombie over there. But the green leaves look like zombie skin. I forgot that I paused my recording. So yeah, we finished this part. Now all that's left is the circle. Oh, and this bit. Darn it! It's funny. One last bit to do. Okay, that was easy. Well, oh, almost. That was almost easy. There. And we want 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, wait. Something went wrong. Okay, so the curve is right. It's just one block too short, but I don't care. I don't think it's not a perfect semicircle like it should be, one extra, but it's fine. Not every dome is a perfect semicircle anyway. I miss creative mode so much. Yeah, I knew that if I tried to time-lapse this, it would not. It would be a mess, because I'm all over the place. But it's fine, we don't need a time-lapse. You get to see the full creative process of how long something like this takes when you don't plan it. And I mainly didn't plan it because I don't want to have to build this whole thing twice. I would die to fall damage, oblivious to how much damage I've been taking. Like, that is something that I would do. And why I will never do a hardcore world. Ah, shoot. It is a very satisfying feeling when your rounded edges match up. Okay. So now I have as much of a skeleton as I'm gonna get for this circle. Now I just need to pull up my circle chart and make it. This is gonna be the hard part. But we're here to do it anyway, in survival mode. Yay! So it looks like I get to just follow this for a hot minute. Oh no, I'm gonna run out of glass again. This is a huge, huge circle. The worst part about glass circles is that they're really, really hard to see exactly where the blocks are. So the next one is going to be 21. And this is still 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4. What is this? 7, 2, 1, 1, 1, 2. Okay. We're already off to a bad start. 2, 3. Ah, yeah. Circles, man. Circles. Two. 1. 1. 1. 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1. And I'm out of glass. Lord. So I went to only my nether chest, and I forgot entirely about the 3 quartz I had here. This stack, I had this, then I had all these. So I have all this extra quartz. Sand. Coal. Sand. Coal. Sand. Coal. Sand. Coal. That's it. I definitely have no glass. Okay. All I have left is placing all of this glass. And I'm very tired trying to do all of this in one go in survival mode. We will definitely not be doing the plants today. We're gonna finish the circle, we're gonna record it so I can time-lapse it, and then that'll be it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next episode. For now, enjoy me completing the dome of the conservatory that we've been waiting like 13 episodes for.